Hey guys, we're in Mesa, Arizona at the DTG Connection booth at the DTF Expo. With me today is Carl. Carl, what do we got here? This does not look like every machine in this room.
I'm glad you said that. Yeah, so our goal was to design a machine that would be easier to use in a small business or a home. And so part of the design consideration was size. You know, we wanted something that would fit through most doors. So this is 30 inches. The screen will, pop down to make it easier to get through the door. But it also, you can lift the printer off of its base and turn it.
Oh, wow.
So you can get it through a small, narrower door. In addition, it's designed in such a way that it only requires 110 power, not just for the printer, but also for the curing unit. This is really attractive for folks that don't have 220 power. That's expensive to put in and it's expensive to run. So we're able to just come here, plug into a regular 110 outlet and get started. A couple of other features that are really attractive about this unit. The XTF Pro sets itself up in 23 minutes. It comes completely assembled. You don't need to install heads or anything. So when we got here to the trade show, we put it on its stand. We loaded the ink cartridges, just popped those in and turned the power on. And it said, ready in 23 minutes. 23 minutes later, it beeps at you, prints a perfect nozzle check, you're ready to go. So what's also attractive, probably the most attractive, is that you'll notice there's 2 extra cartridges down here labeled cleaning solution. These cleaning liquid cartridges fill the capping station, so when the printer is done printing, it sits in a wet cap. As a result, you don't have to worry about maintenance or printhead clogging. So you always get that perfect nozzle check.
Well, in my shop, we always wet cap every night, but it's also easy to forget.
Yeah.
I like the automation of it automatically doing it, especially on that Friday, afternoon. Okay, and we're not going to use this thing for the next couple of days. You really want to make sure you're wet capping, especially like I'm in a cold environment in the winter and, just that heat getting to it. So very much so easy to get through. Some manufacturers are all about speed and that big facility. Some are gearing towards more of that startup or just convenience or maybe on the go. So what size are we printing on when it comes to the film?
Okay, so it's 17 inches wide and it will produce about 42 feet an hour, which again is not maybe wide enough for some of the large high volume shops. But for the majority of shops that are either just getting started from home or have like a small run, maybe they're only doing 1,000 prints a week, this is perfect. One reason is when you're printing only 17-inch wide film, you don't need such a robust dryer.
And well, when you have that robust dryer and it's throwing so much out, you got to stand next to this thing and babysit it. Right. So, you talk about around 40 or so prints an hour as far as square footage, which I think is like, a great way to look at how fast a machine is. You run this thing for 8 hours and you're still pumping out a lot of film. So CMYK plus white plus the cleaning solutions. It's using cartridge-based inks. One of the advantages of the cartridge-based is you're not going to have the air molecules getting introduced like you would with a bulk ink system. Right. Carl, how much is this machine itself with the dryer shaker?
So with the dryer shaker, our trade show special is $22,500.
Wow.
Normally it would be $23,500, but we're doing $22,500 and we're paying for all the shipping. Comes with a nice Cathari rip. You get enough ink for your first, about 500 prints. And we have them in stock middle of April. And we're real excited to get started.
And when did you guys come out with this machine?
You're actually breaking the news. This is a launch show. So we've been probably marketing it online for about a month now. But since we had this opportunity of this show, and then of course in middle April getting our first container, this is our first official launch.
Wow. And Carl, where can our viewers go to learn more about this machine?
DTGconnection.com. All the information's there. All the specs, we have brochures, and we'll be happy to send anybody samples and quotes, of course. And we also have the 0% financing promo through Synchrony.
I can't remember the last time I saw that on a machine.
Yeah, so a whole package like this might only cost you $443 a month, assuming you're qualified for the promo credit card. So it's a pretty good deal.
And I'm a fan of the 17-inch wide because it seems like it's just convenient just to make more cuts instead of you know, you're not wasting 24-inch wide film. It's kind of hard to be printing and then throwing away that much versus the 17.
Exactly. It's a good point that you just brought up. So this machine has a reverse feature. So when you're doing a job changeover, you don't need to cut that film and throw it away. You can reverse here on the rewind. It's got pinchers on both sides in the front and back, and it'll re-roll the film so that you don't have to waste all that. Yeah. It's pretty advanced. It's a cool machine. The first machine that doesn't require maintenance. I think that's the biggest one. You're not going to have to replace print heads and, you know, cause a lot of headaches trying to get your setup.
It feels very contained, very clean of a setup as well. So if you're going to put it in a third bedroom or the basement and so forth, this is the type of machine you should be looking at.
We appreciate you coming by. This is awesome. Yeah.
Carl, again, where can our viewers go to learn more?
DTGconnection.com, and this is the XTF Pro.
Awesome. Guys, check it out. See for yourself. This might be your next machine if you put it in that third bedroom, the basement, or your actual shop. It's a great self-contained machine. Looks like it's cutting-edge technology and simple. And sometimes it's all about simplicity and reliability.
That's the key.
Yeah. Guys, check it out.